Mr. McWhirter, will you identify what's in this bag?
It's a piece of human skin from a female, black.
How do you know that?
Well, we performed a pigmentation test to determine the race and a barnuculus test to determine sex.
Where did you discover this piece of skin?
In the basement of the defendant's mission.
You also found this bathtub and axe on the defendant's property?
At his retreat, yes.
Did you find anything on the blade of the axe?
We found some human tissue that corresponds to the skin that I've just described.
Did they correspond identically?
Yes. Based on DNA comparison, the skin that we found at the mission belonged to the same person as the tissue we found on the blade of the axe.
Could it belong to any other person on the face of the earth?
No.
What did you find in the bathtub?
Well, we found a gash in the side of the tub that had been made by the axe blade. We determined this through a tool mark identification process. We also found residue of kerosene and other flammable materials, along with some human tissue that had been reduced to ash.
All of which led you to believe?
Well, that a body had been hacked and burned in the tub.
Conclusion by the witness.
He is qualified, Mr. Panetti.
No more questions.
You say the skin you found at the mission belongs to the same person as the skin you found on the blade.
Yes.
Did it belong to Lena Bolin?
I don't know.
Did it belong to Wanda Bolin?
I don't know.
I have no more questions.
He could be Jack the Ripper, but if I can't prove it, what difference does it make? All I've got is circumstantial. Glenona Bolin has to take the stand and testify the cross found in the pond was her daughter's.
Damn right.
And then Panetti changes the focus of the entire trial. Grace is no longer the defendant, Wanda is. Glenona has suffered enough.
The only thing worse for her would be to suffer her loss and not see the man responsible punished.
That still doesn't prove that Grace killed them, based on our best circumstantial.
Which this is.
We have to get 12 people to agree. All Panetti has to do is get one to disagree. I'm moving to dismiss.
Mary. Mary, if you do that, we may never get him into court again. Double jeopardy attaches
I
as
went
soon
to
as...
law school. I know the process.
Well, damn it, let it run its course.
He's having the time of his life at our expense.
At your expense. Huh? Moving to dismiss a case is better than losing it, because if you do that, you don't lose. And you can keep your fragile ego intact.
And we spent all this time trying to satisfy your humongous ego. That is why you went after him in the first place, isn't it?
Oh, the reason I went after him is sitting in that courtroom listening to clinical discussions about her daughter's mortal remains. Now, if that's egotistical, well, that's guilt by association. That's what I do. That's my life's work.
Yeah. Maybe you should get someone else to take the case. Maybe someone else in the office can pull it out for you.
Oh, no, Mary. You did a good job preparing this case.
Without a confession, or an eyewitness, or film at 11, he's gonna walk.
Justice delayed is not always justice denied. You were right, Wes. Grace's heir apparent made his move. Thrown to the wolves. I think you like what you hear.
Do you know Wanda Bolin?
Yes, I do.
When was the last time you saw her?
3rd of last month.
And what happened on that date?
Bishop Grace killed her.
Judas! Your soul will be torn apart by the avenging angels.
The defendant will sit down.
Your eyes will be damned to see within your own spirit.
The defendant will sit.
Did you see the defendant kill Wanda Bolin?
Yes, I did.
And how did you come to see that?
I came to see it because I helped him. Cut him up and burn them.
Wrestle with your Satan, Judas, but do not reject my love.
Bishop Grace.
I took care of them, brought them to feast at the table of the Lord.
But then they started turning him down, said no to Bishop Grace. It made him crazy.
Accept the love of God, child.
And when they wouldn't come and see him anymore,
Lay not down upon the land that ye bring me to salvation.
Bishop Grace.
Reject not my hands, but be nourished by my love.
Bailiff.
Touch me upon peril of your mortal soul. I am the power of God. My eye is his eye. My heart, his heart. My hands deliver his judgment. I reject these proceedings. I reject the judgment of this court. Glory be to God, brothers and sisters. Glory! He shall not be denied. God shall not be denied. I shall not be denied. I shall not be denied.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Counsel.
Your Honor, under the circumstances, the defense would like to change its plea.
You coming to staff meeting?
Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. I just want to check my messages.
None of the victims of the Miami rape murder were natives of the area. They were runaways living from meal to meal, and they slept on the trains because they had no place else to go. 90 cents a night's the cheapest rent in town.
If we know you tax them on the train, why don't we have plain clothes units all over?
We did that, but 2 nights ago we found another victim in a dumpster behind the Westland Mall, 2 miles from the nearest train.
He's luring them away from the train, maybe with the promise of a decent room for the night. He could also be reacting to his own sense of paranoia. He knows we're on to him. He's afraid.
What about a DNA check on all the Metro Rail employees?
Well, there's a turnover rate approaching 30%. Now, it's just as likely that he's a former employee as a current one.
As paranoid as I think this guy is, I'd like to focus our efforts on the former employees. He'd still have the keys. He'd be able to get on and off the platform without attracting attention.
New employees always get stuck with a graveyard shift.
So, does this mean he is or he isn't paranoid?
I think he's smart. He doesn't have to worry about running into anyone he knows. Is this guy on a clock?
Well, there have been 3 attacks, no more than 7 days apart. Last attack was Friday.
Doesn't take this guy long to work up a head of steam.
There's no question he does get worked up. The ME report indicates that the stab wounds are all virtually surface. It's as if he doesn't want that first stab to be fatal. He wants the killing process to last.
You know, if this guy strikes again, maybe all of us should head down there. Well, what do you think, Westy?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should all head down there.